Time for our weekly crime roundup. We're here with Honolulu Crime Stoppers Sergeant Chris Kim. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, I have three cases I want to highlight. The first case is a theft in the second degree. This happened over at the the Pearl City Home Depot store on Friday, June 7, 2024 at about 6:01 a.m. These two individuals walked into the store and stole a generator priced at over $750. Both suspects are being described as unknown males. We do have pretty good video of them, so if the viewers can please take a look at our website, I'll give the information later as to where they can see that. The second case is unauthorized entry of a motor vehicle in the first degree. We're using this as an educational tool because they are pretty covered up, but on Monday, June 3rd, 2024, about 3:07 a.m., these three individuals, two of these individuals actively took part in it. The third individual was the getaway driver / lookout. They basically walked around the parking structure over at 98-099 Uau Place in that area. Looked into vehicles, and what you can see, they actually use a punch tool. They shatter the vehicle's windows, reach in, and then steal items. So once again, just want to remind the viewers to please do not leave anything valuable within your vehicles. There are people like these going around and just basically, lack of better words, going shopping.
Yeah, and let's take one more closer look at the start of this video, because that's where you can see the person just going into the vehicle, and it looks as simple as just pushing it in.
So what they do, there's a punch tool. So basically what it does, it shatters the glass initially, it causes a kind of spider web, and at that point they're able to push the whole window in. Wow. This particular window is probably held together by the tint film. So it's shattered, but yet once it shatters, you're still able to push the window in and make off with the items.
And with something like that, it's kind of hard to protect yourself from, right? There's no way to fully seal your window.
But how you can limit the possibility of that happening is not leaving anything within eyesight. Because literally, we have videos of these people just going around. They look into the windows. They look into the windows, and as soon as they see something that they perceive as something valuable, it can be something as simple as an empty gym bag that they think is something of value, and they're going to break your windows. It's better not to leave anything else in there.
Got it. And we have one more.
As far as the last case, it's an auto theft that happened over on Franklin Highway in the Mokuleia area on Tuesday, May 20, 2024, about 11 o'clock a.m. Basically, the victim parked his vehicle and he went hiking. When he came back, he found that the vehicle was stolen. While driving around the area with a buddy, he saw the suspect driving the stolen vehicle. They tried to stop him. He ended up crashing and fleeing. The complainants were able to get a still photo of the suspect. He's being described as an unknown local male. So once again, if the viewers can please take a look at this photo as well. All three cases we talked about can be seen over at the www.honolulu.org website, bottom left-hand corner, under wanted persons, as well as other cases that we need the help from the community in solving.
Sergeant Chris Kim from Honolulu Crime Stoppers, thank you so much for joining us.